Welcome to Curiousaholic. Today, this is an emergency podcast that we're recording. Last time, we actually had some audio issues and we had addressed the topic of online hate, especially when it came to Canadian elections with Trudeau. And we had also touched on some of the election hate in the US following the debate. Although last night, we received some news that Donald Trump got shot during one of his rallies. And we wanted to redo this episode and specifically talk about some of the hate going on in the world. And, I hope you guys understand our message that we'd like to stop all that hate and, not condone any violence, because we think violence is not the answer to anything that's happening right now. So hopefully you guys understand our point of view on this.
So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to leave a like, comment, or subscribe to our channel if you want to see more. We also release our episodes on all the major streaming platforms. And hopefully you guys enjoy this episode and learn something from this, because I think this is an important topic to cover. And
hopefully we won't have to cover this kind of episode too many times.
And we thought to do this promptly after the events that happened on Saturday, July 13 in the US. So hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you guys next time.
What happened with Trump last night is just crazy.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was going to happen, but like in the back of my mind, I always expected it to happen in a way. It's just unfortunate that it did happen,
Yeah, I think same. I just always expected that something like this would happen, because like the amount of hate this man, gets, whether we agree or disagree with him, it's just intense. And yesterday, for people who aren't aware, right now we're recording, it's July 14th. And July 3rd, Saturday, July 13 in the evening, he was in Pennsylvania giving a rally, and somebody attempted to, basically assassinate him from the top of a roof, shot at him. But thankfully, he only had his ear that was pierced by the bullet, and they were able to save him. And we thought to kind of do this podcast, sort of an emergency podcast, to talk about that, but also just the general hate that is within the population, not only in the US, but also in Canada, towards like all these different politicians, leaders. And we just, don't think it's right,
And full transparency, we had recorded this podcast a couple of days back, and we had a problem with our audio. And we decided, like, we were debating if we should just release it with the subpar audio or just re-record it. And it kind of lined up with these events as well. So we just decided to re-record it. And I just think it's not right what happened. And luckily, like you said, it was just his ear. Although any kind of injury is just bad,
Well, I mean, besides him being injured, there was another person injured, and also an innocent bystander that was killed. So there was a death that happened, it's very unfortunate. Even if they're not a president, it's still very sad for him, family and friends. But no, it's just crazy that it needs to come to that, that we can't have a civilized debate anymore and talk and listen to each other, that we disagree with someone, there's hate that like boils, and it comes to this, an assassination.
And just, I guess it was last week, right? The presidential debate.
Yeah,
there was so much divide after that debate. Saying that both the leaders shouldn't be running, both Biden and Trump, and now this even had to happen. It's like the icing on the cake.
I mean, it was such a coincidence that we did that prior recording that didn't turn out great because of the audio issue. We were talking about all of this, the online hates and the division in the population, and then this happens.
It's crazy.
It's So the timing of that was just, I guess we just felt it, because the election season is coming, so the emotions are intensifying.
Yeah. And we're in Canada, and like it's not like it's that different here. Like, obviously our PM is Trudeau, and there's so much hate around him as well. And a lot of Canadians are dissatisfied by some of the, the policies he's putting in. And, I think violence is not the answer.
No.
Like, no matter what, like,
it's just not going to save any. It's just not going to make anything better, because with violence, you're going to create more violence. Like what, so many millions of people, let's say, that support Trump, and they have they have him killed, you think they're going to be happy? They're going to be like, oh, okay, thanks, you saved us from him, things are going to be better. No, it's going to make it even worse. And now that he did survive, they're going to be even more supportive of him, and maybe blinded by some of the flaws that he has, because he's not perfect, right? And
Yeah, the cycle of violence always perpetuates itself, So right now, Trump got shot and two other people, one got injured, one got killed. But what about all those supporters that now are going to, stand by Trump, like you said, and then they might start doing violent crimes as well, like in retaliation,
Could be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't think somebody else would try to kill Biden,
Yeah.
Or attempt something on him or his family members? It's all possible. Yeah, exactly. You're not solving anything. You're just creating more division, more violence. And it's just sad that the state of affairs has come to this.
Yeah. It's like there's more and more divide. Like, I don't know. I thought during the COVID days, I always thought that like we were at the worst, that we could get to as a human species. And now here we are a couple of years later. A lot of the problems are still there, but they're even worse because now people are killing each other, you know. There's a couple wars going on, there's Ukraine, Russia, there's Israel, Hamas, and now there's this that happened in the US, which adds to the fire even more, Like, aren't we like close to like a civil war in the US? Like I feel it almost feels that way.
It almost feels like that, yeah, actually. And I think there was like a recent movie, I don't know if it came out or will come out, that I saw, that it was basically, yes, it was about a civil war, like in modern day. But apparently in the movie, like Texas and California were like together versus other states or something, which people said, really? Texas and California uniting? But yeah, the movie that I saw, the trailer, looked very like, realistic in terms of if there was a civil war, what would happen, what sort of like military groups would form or something like that would happen. I mean, hopefully not, but it does feel almost that people are just gonna start fighting each other. And
well, I don't know if like during 2020, right, during like the BLM, like Black Lives Matter
that was intense.
That we were pretty close to like a civil war there. Like we avoided that one. Remember all the riots and everything that was happening? I wonder if there's gonna be like riots after this one. Like I fucking hope not.
I mean, yeah. Well, like the January 6th, attacks that happened on the Congress. Remember that?
On the Parliament, on the White House, right? Capitol Hill. Yeah,
there. That was a big event, right? And yes, a lot of them were Trump supporters and whatnot, and it was because Trump was like disagreeing with Biden winning. And anyways, I'm not gonna get into the details of that, but like, I'm not condoning what happened. Obviously, not like that too was not right. What happened on that day, January 6th. But now this event happening, the attempted assassination. Who knows what they're gonna try doing now? Because yes, the supporters of Trump are very fervent and big fans of him, and like we were kind of saying, like personally together, it's like almost he's becoming this godlike figure.
Yeah. He has a mind of steel. Like he's undeterred by a lot of these things, like he got shot and then he put up his, like he fist pumped in the air, like who does that? It's crazy.
That he was still like,
and love him or hate him. Like, I guess that's why a lot of people gravitate towards him, because he's kind of like, like undeterred by anything. Like, all this media pressure that he receives and all the, the controversy and even the, the case that he's being, prosecuted for, all this stuff, and the guy just like he keeps going,
keeps pushing. So
I mean, if you're looking for the traits of a leader in a way, he has those. I think, although he does have flaws as well.
But like how good are all of his policies or his ideas and all that? Yeah, they can be debated, and obviously he's not perfect, but he has that like persona that like gets people to gravitate towards him, and he becomes like this, I'm the savior from the evil, and you see what they did? Like that's even more like, a stamp on his ideas of like, see, that's what I mean. They're coming after me.
He's gonna say something like, "Oh yeah, the system is coming like the Matrix." Like Andrew Tate talks about, like, "Oh, you see what the Matrix did? They came after me. They got me, like I predicted." He's probably gonna start saying stuff like that.
Yeah, it's almost like it fulfills his prophecy.
Yeah.
of I will be your savior and I will make America great again, you know, which he's always been about since the beginning.
Like, I have a question for you. So, what do you? How do you think is this gonna change the outcome of the election? Do you think he's gonna get even more supporters now?
Well, from what comments that I was seeing on their, these videos, it was like, this is a guaranteed win for him now. Or, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, because you're trying to silence this person by killing them. Obviously, people are going to be like, why? Like, maybe he is right, or maybe people who weren't supporters of him now would become. I'm not saying they shouldn't or whatever. I'm just saying, like, no human being should be worshipped, without any critical thought, Like, that's the thing. It's like, it's so intense, the hate, that people are just blinded. They either love him or they hate him.
Yeah.
You're not able to see, like, okay, I see some of his points. He's kind of right. But other things I don't particularly like. And no, there's none of those. It's just black and white, which is sad.
Yeah. And a lot of these things are also happening in Canada, right? I mean,
yeah, it's a lot of
getting
comparisons.
We're getting close to the elections here in Canada too, and people seem to just perpetuate hate even more. Just like the online comments, like the other day, like I don't think it's worth pulling it up now, but like we were watching Trudeau's like Happy July 1st, like Canada Day post on YouTube, and just the comments were just pouring in negativity and just disgusting, like repulsive stuff that they were saying.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like I don't think his Happy Canada Day statement was like the most genuine, and like like it looks like he was just kind
More
of like putting a fake
forcefully.
smile. Yeah. But why all the hate, man? Like I don't get it.
It's because yes, our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has so many people that disagree with him, his politics and everything, that when he does do the happy-go-lucky, like, hey, today's Canada Day, we're gonna be remembering, people just don't care. They're like, enough with your
Yeah.
charade, like step down or change your policies. That's why they're hating. But just in general, the hate doesn't change anything when you don't actually come up with solutions yourself, or propose a different. Like that's the thing. Hating just for hating solves nothing. Like if you don't like him, okay, I guess you find another politician you like better and you support them more instead of just blasting someone to.
Yeah, a lot of those comments are just like resign or get out of here, Trudeau.
Yeah.
Like resign, like just everything. Everyone was telling him to resign, essentially.
Basically, yes.
And yeah, what's the point? Like if you're not providing any solutions, okay, maybe if your comments were like longer than like 5 words, and it was not all negative, and maybe if you would like elaborate a little bit on what you mean by that. And that's why I like these like long-term conversations. We could kind of get into like difficult topics and try to figure it out rather than just blurring out information that no one cares about.
I feel like all these like big politicians, like presidents or whoever, running for presidency should like have mandatory, they need to go on like some podcast or something, or like a long form, unaltered, unedited conversation to really understand, their. Not these debates as well. Like just, let's say every politician needs to go on Joe Rogan at least once.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I remember Joe Rogan, like apparently one time there was talks that he might host a debate or something on
really?
there.
I
but
think
a long
he
time
would
ago.
have been.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to get involved with that.
Imagine Biden and Trump in Joe Rogan's studio.
That would be the most viral video of all time.
Honestly, yeah, I think it would be like, it would beat everything that he's ever done. Jamie, can you pull up that debate day?
Jamie, can you pull up that video of like a chimpanzee jumping up and down? Talk about. Anyways, yeah.
That would be a little hilarious conversation.
But yeah, I mean, I would agree with like longer term conversations between politicians be good. Because why are they framing it as like a debate? Why don't they just freaking like talk?
Let
like,
them
just
talk it out.
Talk it out. Why
Yeah.
does it have to be a fight? Like, I don't know.
Your argument. Okay, now your argument. Now, Mr. President, you only have 20 seconds, please. They always put that timer
because
too.
it's all about controversy. It's all about that. It's to get views. It's like,
It's to
oh,
rile
did
them up.
you see what Trump answered to Biden? After a statement, like, he talked about his son. Oh crap, like it's all about that.
Yeah. because it's the mainstream media networks that host these.
Right.
Most of the
It's
time.
brought to you by CNN. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like why does it have to be
Yeah.
them? You know?
Yeah. Why can't it be some other, third party or other, media podcast thing? Yeah. Why not? Maybe because they wanted to reach millions of people, I guess. It makes sense, like the mainstream, but
Well, like you
like
said,
national TV.
if we're talking about viewership, right? I don't think CNN gets anywhere close to like Joe Rogan, for example.
Yeah, like for example,
Especially
Joe.
now. Yeah,
Like if he had brought them, let's
they
say,
get way more views.
people would actually listen,
But
not
that's
just
the thing.
tune out.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think maybe a better setting for the debate because why are we like forcing it to be in a context where there is going to be like a fight at the end of it? It's like. But did you notice it's also the timing of it is so crazy because we just had the debate and now the shooting happened.
Yeah, it was very close to I mean, it might, or maybe just the general election season starting.
But that's what I mean. Like around the election activities is when
That's
it
when
happened.
people start, But yeah, I'm just kind of still surprised that it took this much time that for someone to attempt something on him, because I was just expecting even
In his
during
presidency,
in his presidency for people to actually try something, but yeah, I guess it did happen, and unfortunately he did survive to the demise of another person there, sadly, but
yeah, like isn't this the first shooting in American history, like in terms of like a
like
political
a
leader
presidential
since
attack?
like the Kennedys, like JFK?
No, there was another shooting, I think, after JFK.
Who was it?
But it was thwarted. Like they didn't success. Who was it? I mean, yeah. Let's just look what presidential shootings happened.
Maybe list of U.S. presidential assassination attempts. Yeah.
Well, we know
Abraham
like the Lincoln,
right,
that one. James A. Garfield. Okay, this is
It's a long list.
Okay, so it jumped from here.
William
In 1901.
1901 to
John
JFK.
F. K. Yeah, JFK.
1964.
Yeah, presidents wounded. Yeah, Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah, he was wounded but that's 1912. Reagan. On March 1981, as Ronald Reagan returned to his limousine after speaking to the Washington Hotel, would-be assassin John Hinckley Jr. fixed 6 gunshots towards him, striking him and 3 others. Reagan was seriously wounded by a bullet that ricocheted off the side of the presidential limousine and hit him in the left underarm, breaking a rib, puncturing a lung. So he didn't die, right? Yeah.
Causing serious internal bleeding.
Right. Although close to death upon arrival at George Washington University Hospital, Reagan was stabilized in the ER. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So he survived.
Okay, so but he was almost gonna
Right.
get.
So Reagan was the last one.
Yeah. Oh wow, you see, So after Reagan,
Yeah, nothing.
now
until
we have Donald Trump that got.
Oh
put
wow,
on
they
this
already
list.
updated this page. That was quick.
Oh yeah, these sort of things on Wikipedia get was shot. So yeah, Donald Trump, July 13, 2024, was shot during a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Was shot in the upper right ear by Thomas Matthew Crooks. After being shot, Trump ducked to the ground and was quickly surrounded by Secret Service personnel. He then rose, bleeding from his right ear and pumping his fist in the air before being rushed to a vehicle. He was then sent to a hospital and released in a stable condition, departing by plane to New Jersey.
So these people in the Secret Service, like I saw they were like surrounding him. So
Yeah.
like, are they supposed to take a bullet? Literally?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
So let's watch that video, because I have watched some documentaries, because I'm always fascinated by those sort of Secret Service or kind of their security personnel.
Mhm.
So for also people who haven't seen, how the shooting went down, because this was all on live TV, and you'll see there.
Honestly, I didn't see the whole breakdown of it. I just kind of saw like images. I hadn't seen.
Oh, you haven't seen,
I
like, the
haven't
full
seen the entire
video?
thing, no.
Yeah, I saw it from like how it happened until the end.
I didn't see it.
So we'll have a watch here.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
Oh,
Yeah, see? As soon as he gets hit,
oh my God.
jumps down. And then, basically the Secret Service, if you notice, they go on top of him because, yes, by their duty, they need to take the bullet.
Wow.
They will like cover him up to not let him get shot. Yeah, that's basically their job.
Man, that's horrific. That's horrible.
But it's crazy.
Moving his hair. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up.
Yeah, they're trying to like get him up.
No,
I guess.
Trump reacted pretty well to that though. Like he kind of just like
Quickly.
he knew. He just jumped to the ground.
Yeah.
Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move?
Man, what an insane situation.
This
like.
is so nuts.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
Did you see? Let me get my shoes.
Yeah, his shoes. Look at that. You see how they're like covering him?
Yeah.
You see?
Watch out.
Oh, he pumps his face. Wow. Talk about a mind of steel, dude.
Just yeah, insane. Look at, he just keeps on like other presidents, they would rush out. They would just like not even, they would crawl to avoid being hit or anything. But he's just like, no, I'm still gonna pump my fist, like F you, whoever tried to. And yeah, so they put him.
But man, those Secret Service guys are really courageous.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's their job, It's like that's what they're. And they're covering him from like every
Angle.
look.
Yeah.
He's still like doing his fists.
Looks like it didn't even hurt him. He's probably under shock, obviously. I mean,
Yeah, no, for sure.
those seem like the signs of someone under shock. Like where are my shoes? Like why would you say
where
that?
am I shoot? Yeah. Why would you care for?
Right. Oh, look, this guy's pointing the middle finger to the camera.
Yeah, you'll see like people in the crowd are like really raging.
Yeah, but you see, this is what I mean.
But now you see, yeah, the hate.
The hate,
like
just,
they're
right away.
Right away, yeah. Look at that old man.
And this little man just hasn't.
I don't know
stopped
who
like that,
they're
so-
doing the finger to. I guess just whoever was the one that shot. Like,
Yeah. But what I don't understand is like he stopped shooting right away. I guess maybe to like not reveal his position. Like
no,
they
because
probably
they got him.
or they got him. Already?
Yeah. I think I heard like as soon as he started shooting, they were already firing back at him.
Yeah, they were saying the shooter was like a 20-year-old.
Yeah, he was a 20-year-old student or something. Or I could try finding.
This just has to stop, man. And how corrupted do you have to be to like do such a thing at like 20 years old?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, why would a 20-year-old, have this much hatred?
It's because they're institutionalized. It's like they're grabbed by the system. They're captured by the whole thing, and then they can't think by themselves.
I saw like a comment, saying like, well, like, what do you think? When the media hates on one person for 24/7, something like this obviously would happen. It's like,
Yeah,
does the
but-
media have a play in this too of creating?
Probably, but like, can you blame it all on the media? Maybe not. I mean, at the end of the day, this guy is responsible.
No, of course, I'm not saying that, but I'm just, yeah, but he is obviously influenced.
Of course,
A 20-year-old,
There's
I don't
definitely
think
influence
is
there.
making rational decisions
Right.
on just
No,
his
definitely
own.
not. But at the end of the day, he is an adult and he should take like responsibility for what he did. I mean,
Well,
I guess
did with
he's
his
dead,
life.
right? They killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You wasted your life for something stupid.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like,
Like, why? What was
To-
the point?
yeah.
To die like a martyr or something? Like these people, they think like I'm gonna be like the hero, or like I'm a martyr. I died for this.
It's literally it's like a suicide mission. You really think you're going to get out of this alive? Like you're going to assassinate him and then just walk
man.
home
Yeah, you're not.
when you're surrounded by all these.
I don't think he was thinking that he was gonna come out of this alive.
No, I think it was a suicide mission.
Yeah.
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 It was like, I'll try to take him out. And yeah, okay, if they kill me, they kill me. But
Yeah,
it's, yeah.
it has to stop, man. That's it.
That's what I mean. Like, people just need to, whether you hate Trump a lot or you hate Biden, like people from the Trump, the supporters of him, obviously there are some crazy ones,
Of course, that
that will like to assassinate maybe Biden too. So
Yeah, there are crazy people on each side of the political spectrum. I'm not saying that like Democrat or liberal or conservative. There's people that are crazy like on both sides. Like there's some liberal movements that are going on right now that, you know, are not necessarily, I think, the best types of movements. You know, there's some movements going on that, you know, are not necessarily the best, that are, you know, more liberal in nature. And,
Yeah.
but who's to say that,
Just-
like, on the conservative side, you could think about, like, there's other movements in history that have, you know, played
Also not
terrible,
Yeah.
you know, outcomes.
that have been for certain things that aren't right, or go against human rights or stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Like fascism, or, you
Yeah,
know,
or like slavery,
dictatorships, or things like that, obviously.
that's why, you know, also one of our main points is to never abide by just one ideology.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the root of it is these ideologies. Liberal Democrats, it's like progressive, and, you know, everyone's equal. Everyone, you know, we're going to help everyone. We have empathy for everything. And then conservative is more like, you know, you do your own shit, individual liberty, freedom, and, like, we're not catering to all people equally. It's like different ways of thinking, but
Yeah. We need to get our shit together, and, you know, fix all the hate in the world somehow. You know, it's a big ask, but
yeah, but
how do we do it?
Who's gonna fix that? Is it one person, or is it each and every individual having to think for themselves? You know, and I'm saying this for both, you know, supporters, Trump or Biden or whoever, to not just go into this group hive mind mentality.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we get into a group identity, that's when we lose a lot of our critical thinking.
Yeah, and sometimes, dude, like, I wonder, like, what I could do to make things better, and I realize, like, I don't have that much power, you know. But, like, just this little conversation we're having, like, maybe it might not get views, you know, but I don't care. Like, I'm just trying to, like, if even there's 20 people that see this, like, I'm hoping it makes a difference, you know, and to, like, help you change your perspective on things.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of times you don't have to do this sort of big impact. Your big impact is almost like, you know, like the butterfly effect, you know, of like you being a certain way and acting a certain way is going to inspire others to act a certain way, and that's going to inspire others and others, and like that you spread, you know.
Yeah, like a ripple effect.
Yeah, like a ripple effect, you know. Like, you might think, you know, just, oh, I'm just kind of like, you know, writing a hate comment online. Oh, fuck this, you know, president or whoever. It's, you know, who cares? It's just online. It's just digital words. But, like, people see that. And then they're like, yeah, I kind of hate him too. And then they also write something mean. And, like, everything has a consequence. Don't think even the most trivial thing doesn't, because it does.
Yeah, but not, you could expand that to, like, let's say you're making some kind of content online, and then, you know, people start hating you in the comments.
Yeah.
Like, those people are going to see that. They're going to read that about themselves, and that's going to affect their mental health, you know, and that's going to make them worse. Like, we've had that a couple times on the podcast where, like, we read negative comments and it got to our heads a bit.
Early days, yeah.
Some early days. But, yeah, now I don't try not to read the comments as much because, you know, a lot of times just people, they like to comment to just give some kind of, like, quick answer to a thing that really doesn't solve anything.
No.
And usually it's negative.
Yeah, most of the time it's never positive, like, great job, you know, I love the way you know, talked about this or whatever. It's, most of the time it's negative reactions to things that people might disagree with, and they don't know how to explain themselves. And
yeah, that's the thing. Like, but you know, on the other side of things, like, if someone does write something positive, it can make your day as well. Even if there's like 50 negative comments or 1,000 negative comments, there's one guy that's like, you know what, you know, I like this, or good job, guys, or whatever. I'm not saying to do that. Like, that's not what I want. I don't give a shit. But, like, I'm saying, like, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about in general. Like, you know, you go on someone's video or whatever, you write, like, a negative comment. People will see that in a bad way. But if you write something positive, it'll make their day, you know.
a little kindness can always go far.
Yeah, a long way.
A long way, you know. But yeah, so not only the mainstream media, but also just social media and the internet and YouTube, I think, have also just increased that division.
Yeah. And last time when we tried to record, we attempted to record this episode, we talked about Bill C-63 in Canada.
Oh, yeah. That was like a main
like one of the main points. Yeah,
there.
so I guess it won't be one of the main points today, but I guess we could kind of touch on it a little bit. And so basically, if you guys are not aware, in Canada, they're creating this, they're trying to instill this bill called Bill C-63, and I think it's called the online
Online
hate
harms,
harm bill or something.
yeah, Online Harms Act or something like that.
Yeah, and what it's aiming to do is like eradicate all like hate speech online. So like
Yeah, not directly hate speech, like more like harmful content, especially against children or child, sexual related things that are bad, or yes, or like intense hatred towards one
or
group
like
or people.
yeah, like radicalism, like
radical
or terrorism.
terrorism, yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
ideas that are spreading, or like you're talking about genocide or
Yeah.
stuff that are pretty extreme. But
Yeah, but, yeah.
there's a big but, as we saw, it's not all clearly outlined, and they do also say that if somebody feels like they're being a victim, then they could do a complaint to a tribunal, that they wouldn't even need actual evidence, just them saying that they felt threatened is enough for
Yeah, and it would bypass the typical case in a judicial system. So it would just kind of bypass it, and you could almost get like receive a sentence without having to go through like
through
a
the
full,
examination of
system.
evidence.
Yeah. So it's crazy, and we were thinking. So basically, you could be kind of like prosecuted for like a pre-crime. They were calling it, right?
I remember that. Yes, pre-crime.
Yeah, and then we were saying that it sounds like the thought police.
Yes,
like
from 1989. Yeah,
1984. Yeah.
Oh, 1984. Yeah.
Yeah.
The George Orwell book, Pre-Crime. And that reminded me of like the movie that I showed you, the Minority Report.
Right. Yeah.
Of where they also like predict who's gonna commit a murder. So that pre-crime thing basically says, oh, we think you're gonna spread online hate, so you're gonna be penalized for that.
Yeah, so as much as we're saying that like, the people that are supporting these governments could all like create hate, some of these bills that the government's also putting in could also create hate, because once you put out a bill like that,
you want to reduce hate, but then
it's
you
probably
are
gonna
going to create
yeah.
more division. And then you're like, whoops, well, now there's a law, you're hating. Okay, now you're going to get punished for that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of what we had talked about last time.
But I guess, the point with that is like, can we regulate any sort of online speech or hating that happens towards anyone?
Well, I know there's a lot of developments in AI obviously right now, and I'm hoping like, there's a lot of these regulatory bodies that are trying to like put in guardrails for, AI. I'm hoping that the AI is going to get better and into a positive direction, where if there is some like hateful comments and,
You mean the AI you think is going to be good enough to
because
spot?
how are we going to regulate everything by ourselves? Impossible.
We're
There's so
not,
many millions of comments. There has to be, okay, I know there's AI that's doing that right now. Like for example, on YouTube, if you write like
it holds for review.
Right, it's held for review. But if that at least gets better, at least will prevent some people from. Well, you know what I'm wondering? Like, shouldn't there be? I know it's like maybe this is questioning free speech a little bit here, but like, what if we had AI that would just eliminate all negative comments? Would that help or make things worse?
All negative comments? So what, you don't want any negative comments? Like what do you mean by a negative comment? Like
just something like that's trying to bring someone down, or like something like that.
No, I don't think like they should eliminate all negative comments. I mean, people should be allowed to vent their frustration. I think there should be a balance to everything. It's when there is just hate or just intense hatred towards something and encouraging more people to go after something. Yes, then it should be limited. Or
what I'm wondering? What if it's maybe just as simple as like, I'm just thinking about YouTube right now, but what if it's just about making the comment section more than just words? It could be more like, how like it's Reddit style? Because I heard Mr. Beast talking about this. He was saying that the comment section on YouTube is just garbage. It's just like, it's just like just words, like text. Who cares? But on Reddit, it's more like interactive. There's like you could post pictures, you could reply to things, and maybe making it a little bit diverse than just having like just text. Maybe
like images, videos, maybe.
Yeah, images, videos. Like I don't know. Like, what if it's like someone writes a negative comment and then some dude like records a video of himself like, hey man, like I saw your comment and like
Like it would maybe humanize
Yeah.
also.
like I don't get your point by that. Like I don't think it's right for you to say that, or you know what I'm trying to say?
Like maybe some sort of system in the comment section that gives more accountability to what
Exactly.
people say.
Right.
You know, because yeah, the anonymity also helps people just say whatever. Also,
Uh-huh.
you know, just without thinking. Trolls just hating to hate, and you know, I've heard some ideas of like, oh, should people have like their full name kind of verified? You know, you're an actual person saying this, and
Well, that would eliminate the bot issue because I'm sure that happened. I'm sure there's like bots.
man, you're like always like worried about I think there's bots.
Well,
in this
there
comment
has to
section,
be.
man.
There has to be. You see how many troll accounts are on Instagram, like bot accounts and bullshit.
Although I can kind of tell when it's a bot. I mean,
Yeah, but what happens when we get to the point where you can't tell, and already you
yeah,
can't,
it is getting
That's the
better for
problem.
sure.
especially with like deep fakes and everything happening. Like it's hard. It's hard to discern like reality from like what's fake.
No, it's becoming way more, especially with images, videos. It's intense.
Mm-hmm. And if you're hard, if it's hard to discern reality from what's fake with images and video. Imagine how hard it is to discern reality
Yeah,
from
with
fiction
text.
when it's text.
Yeah. Text is just text. It could be
Exactly.
anything. Although, yeah, like AI needs to really learn like how online commenters comment, or you can tell when it's a younger person commenting versus like, I'm in my 70s and I watched this
Yeah.
video. Like it's like a different vibe.
Exactly. But yeah, anyways, all that to say is that we should stop the hate, and that's kind of the message we wanted to.
Enough with the hate. Fuck.
Enough with this shit.
I mean, yeah, it's a positive, kind of outlook. Now, how do we get to that? I think it comes down to personal responsibility. Like people really need to like question and not take everything at face value. Not be part of just a group mind and leave their own thoughts and individuality on the side, because this is what can happen.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll close it there. We got a barbecue to attend. So let's
Yeah.
go. All right.
Let's go have
Cheers to
some
that.
fun. Yes. Cheers to that. And people, more love
Yeah,
instead of
more
hate.
love. Stop the hate. More love. All right.
Exactly.
Catch you guys.
Catch you guys
One.
next
Bye.
one. Bye.